Hello. A new series beginning now, which is talking about movies that are beyond the usual blockbusters. I was originally going to call it the underwatched, underrated English movie review series, but that's such a mouthful. And a huge thanks to Anwam and Anthony, who works at the Taj Jumeirah Lake Towers, for helping me come up with the name. I'm going to begin with the movie Lantana, a movie which is from 2001, and I've seen it around that time for the first time. It's a movie that really grows on you, and I can assure you that I watched it recently again and enjoyed it even more. It's the story is by Andrew Bovell, based on his play Speaking in Tongues, and it stars Anthony LaPaglia, Geoffrey Rush, Barbara Hershey, Kerry Armstrong. Geoffrey Rush, of course, being probably the most famous name amongst these ones. The film actually begins in its opening sequence showing a corpse, and you expect it to be a murder mystery, right? But in reality, it's about relationships and different couples and how their lives are intertwined and come together with the murder that's happened.
How's your marriage been lately, Joe?
It's fine. How's yours?
Sonia, listen.
I need trust. Trust is as vital to human relationships as breath is to life.
I hate what's happening to us. I hate it.
But it is a problem that I'm having an affair with a married man.
Anthony LaPaglia has probably the most screen time than anybody in this movie, and he really sets the tone in terms of building the tension because he's this hulking, sulking, big guy in the middle of the movie. He has, you can sense that he's about to kind of go off at any point in time. We see several incidents of that during his work, while he's walking, while he's jogging, etc. And he's just like he sets the mood for the movie completely. Barbara Hershey plays a famous psychologist who has written a book just now about the loss of their daughter who was brutally murdered some time ago. She's married to Geoffrey Rush, who's also a professional. He's dean of law from Howard, and he met Barbara while they were there. And this is Geoffrey Rush, unlike how you've seen him. I mean, this is a far cry from the Geoffrey Rush of, for example, Pirates of the Caribbean, or the jovial Geoffrey Rush from, let's say, King's Speech, etc. This man is taught. He's got a lot on his mind. He's struggling with what's happening around him, and again, outstanding play by him. Rachel Blake plays a person who has just kind of chucked her husband out. She's right now single. The husband wants to come back. She's not sure. She doesn't know where life's going to lead. And she's kind of enjoying the freedoms of being single. She's also neighbors with Daniela Farinaki, she's a nurse. She's the one who, in their marriage, is kind of bringing in the money, has young kids, is married to Vince Colosimo, who's, let's call it, the weaker character of the two. They have, I think, 2 or 3 kids, young ones, and you know they're absolutely living right next door to each other, and that brings all the kind of situations that you can imagine it does. The real show stealer for me was Kerry Armstrong, and she plays Anthony LaPaglia's wife. She just it lights up the screen every time she enters. Her acting is spot on. She plays a housewife who doesn't know what's happening in the marriage. She wants the spark back. She wants passion in her life. And uh, she's looking for different ways to kind of ignite that.
Get off!
Oh, I didn't do anything. I didn't do stuff like that. Making love to her was like trying to fill an empty well.
In her bid to kind of spark the fire, she's joined a salsa class and is trying to get her unwilling, uncooperative husband to join as well. Over there, she meets Rachel, who has also joined the class in a way to celebrate the newfound singledom. By the way, with the salsa, what you're assured is an outstanding soundtrack throughout the movie. So the movie, the music is just mesmerizing. Uh, I didn't tell you that Anthony LaPaglia is a cop. And along with Leah Purcell, he is the one trying to solve the murder. And that obviously gives further scope for the inner rage in him to kind of come out. Peter Phelps is another person who has a very small role, but he kind of gets it perfectly right. He's seeing a psychologist. And somehow, without any overt rage, without any overt threats or any profanity, he manages to convey a certain kind of menace. And that bothers his shrink, makes her uncomfortable. But I mean, she doesn't know what to do. And that again is an interesting subplot in the movie. We have kids as well, including Anthony LaPaglia and Kerry Armstrong's reasonably grown up
He
kids.
said to say that he's sorry, that he loves you, and he wants you to stop being angry with him.
They're obviously sensing the tension between the parents, which kids don't, and they're trying their best to kind of overcome that. Uh, so it's not just about the murder and who did it. I mean, that is a thread running throughout, but it's the murky world of relationships and what holds marriages together. Uh, and it's fascinating because, for example, here you have Geoffrey Rush and Barbara Hershey, two characters who are very incredibly learned, who've read books, who understand psychology, and yet they are struggling in a sense with their marriage.
Sometimes love isn't enough.
And there you have it. My first pick for this series, Beyond the Blockbusters, is Lantana. With all the movies that I'm going to introduce here, my rating would be 8 or above. Uh, and I do recommend that you watch this movie and let me know what you think. Thank you.